Which cap will I be wearing today? Your girl, your online bestie, or your big sis? I think I'm just going to stick to your girl because I'm a girl's girl that's also that girl. And we're about to talk about things pertaining girls. Yeah, hey y'all. My name is Chantel. Thank you so much for joining today. If you like what you see and you're a newbie, please do well to subscribe. Also, don't forget to turn on that bell icon, the one next to the subscribe button, so that whenever I post new content on here, you'll be one of the first to get the notification. Okay? Thank you so much. As you all can already tell from the title, today's video is my period hygiene routine. So I'm going to be sharing with you all I do in terms of hygiene. I'll also be throwing in the period tracking app I use, the best pad I came across, also some tips and advice. So if this sounds like something you like to watch, then keep on watching. Period. A lot of people get uncomfortable talking about this, and I don't know why, because we can't change who we are. This is how we're wired by God. Being a woman comes with that. It's okay to talk about it with no shame. It's very okay. I really appreciate how we give each other open advice on here. There's no judgment. Nobody's looking down on anyone. I like to always state that in my hygiene videos, nobody's better than the other person. So if you have tips as well, we're all here to learn. Leave it in the comment section. And if there are things I say that you have never heard before and you're not shy to admit it, also leave it in the comment section. We're a community here, a close-knit community. Like I mentioned, there are no judgments and everyone is one. Yeah. A little backstory. I started seeing my period very early, I would say, around JSS2, and I was very young in secondary school. I entered JS1 at 8 years, and I started seeing my period at 9 years, which was JSS2. I remember the occurrence so vividly, like it was yesterday. Like I can't even take it off my memory. But yeah, it came with the usual cramps. It came with me being very uncomfortable, me being shy at the time. Over the years, I've come to devise a means to manage it, which is what I'll be sharing in today's video. For those who don't know what menstrual cycle is, it is simply the time from the first day of a woman's period to the day before her next period. Length of this varies from woman to woman, but 23 to 35 days is considered normal. The menstrual cycle has 4 phases: menstruation, follicular phase, ovulation, and the luteal phase. So 4 of them make up the menstrual cycle of every woman. You all can Google in depth to know about these phases, because in this video I'm just sticking to the hygiene part of things. But I just had to touch on it so that we're all on the same page when I start to give you my hygiene tips and tricks. For starters, I am not a fan of period. Yes, I said it. I don't like what I go through. I don't like the way I feel. I go through a lot, basically, from cramps to waist pain to back pain to tender boobs to headaches to just being totally uncomfortable. Yeah, so now you can understand why I do not like it. I am very vocal about it. I don't like it. If there was a choice to choose between period and no period without any repercussion, I would definitely go with no periods. Yes. Number 1, when it's getting closer to my period, I start to reduce the intake of cold water and just stick to either warm or hot water. I don't like room temperature water. I've never been a fan of it. So it's either hot or cold. But like I mentioned, when it's getting closer to my period, I tilt towards the hotter part so that it reduces the cramp and yeah, it just makes it more manageable, basically. Second on my list is I tend to work out more before my period, sticking to stretches and walks between 45 minutes to 1 hour every day. So it just gets my body prepared and it puts me in a better mood. For those who don't know, exercise just has a way of brightening your mood. So it basically just lightens the bad mood I'm about to get into. 3, I say clear anything processed, anything carbonated, anything that is sugary, anything that is not from the soil, basically. I stay clear that when it's closer to my period, because sugar just makes it worse. You start breaking out and all of that. So I just cut off those things entirely when it's closer to my period. Say between 7 to 10 days prior. Although right now in my life, I'm staying clear things like that in general. So it doesn't really have to do with my period being close or not. Okay? The 4th hygiene routine that your girl is always doing before her period is to bring out a new set of towels. Because I have this thing stuck in my head that when you're on your period, your body is just open. So I'm always extra careful when it comes to my hygiene. So I bring out new towels, clean, fresh towels, and just keep them aside for my period. If you want to know how I use my towels, I'll refer you back to my hygiene routine video. I'll leave it linked in the cards and also in my description box so you all can understand in depth what I'm talking about. Number 5, I get my period underwear ready. I tend to stick to dark colors and form-fitting underwears during that time because I don't want anything moving up and down. So I get those ready. I also like high-waisted cotton briefs, high-waisted, form-fitting, and dark colors when I am on my period. So I always have those stashed somewhere, my period pants that is, and when it's closer to my period, I arrange them or just put them together basically for that time of the month. Which brings me to the sixth point, going out to purchase my pad if I have run out. The best pad I have been using, I brought it to show you people. Since I found out about this pad, I've not gone back. It's called the moped pad. If you're Nigerian, I don't know if they sell it outside Nigeria, but have you used, if you're Nigerian, at least I'm sure of that, have you used this pad? This pad is amazing. It's skin friendly, it absorbs, it's just soft to touch, soft on your skin. I just love everything about it, and I love the packaging. I love that the pads come in these pouches that are colorful and just make your mood better, basically, in very cute designs. This one is the extra long for extra heavy flow, even though I don't have extra heavy flow, but I just like being covered all through. So I like the length of it. If you can see, they have pictures of what it actually looks like in terms of length. So this is it right here. And I love this pad. I had to get this value pack that comes with 28 pads, although they have like a travel size that has, I think, 13 or 12 pads. But if you're looking to change your pad from anyone you're using that's not working for you, try Moped. I used to use the very popular brand that we all know, but it wasn't giving me what I wanted at all. It was just, I don't want to give you too much information, but nah, not going back to that ever since I discovered Moped. This is not a paid ad. I don't even know the owners of the company. Hopefully, if one of them watches this video, they will sponsor my next video or send me some Moped items, right? But even though that doesn't happen, I'm fine because this is a great product that I love. And yeah, I introduced my cousin to it and she's like, wow, I'm not going back to what I'm using, what I've been using for the past how many years. This is superb. Try it out if you haven't. Okay, next is hair removal. I always make sure down there is clear because I don't want any hair disrupting menstrual. TMI, too graphic for some people, I get that, but there's no way you're going to do this type of video without getting somewhat in depth. But yeah, to keep it simple, I just make sure there's no hair there prior to Miss Flo coming. Last on my list is just track and wait. The app I use is called Flow, the Flow app. I think it's available on the Android store, but I use an iPhone and this is what the interface looks like. This is it. So basically it just tells you your best chances of conceiving, gives you your cycle report, you can log in your symptoms, tells you how to get pregnant if you're looking to, basically everything about your menstrual cycle is captured in this app. It's a free app, but they have a paid version that can take you to chat one-on-one with a doctor. So I'll definitely recommend the Flow app. It's on point. The predictions are almost always certain. So now we're done with before the period. Moving over to when the period is here. In my case with the pains, which I'm not even having. To cover or manage the pain, I have two options and they are subdivided into if I'm leaving the house that day or if I'm going to chill at home. So on days when I'm staying at home, I lay on a hot water bottle. I just put it on my stomach, my lower abdomen, and sometimes I sleep off. Before I wake up, the cramp has subsided. I'm someone who doesn't like to take painkillers as much. But on days when I'm leaving the house, when I don't have an option but to take painkillers, this is the one I take. It's called Aleve. I've been taking Aleve for the longest time. I don't know if they sell it in Nigeria, but I have, whenever anybody's coming back, they always have to buy Aleve for me. So this is the big pack and this is the travel size. This one I always have handy in my bag. I just pop two and in less than 30 minutes, I'm back to normal. I don't even feel like I'm on my period. Although after it wears off, I start to feel the pain. But while it's still active in my body, I'm good to go. I can do any and everything I want to do that day. 2, I change my pads at least 3 times a day, not because it is fully absorbed, but just because I don't like the sight. I don't like seeing it. So whenever I just feel some type of way, I've gone to change it. It surpasses 3 times a day, but at least 3 times a day, keeping in mind some days like the 4th, 5th day that little to nothing comes out. Number 3, whenever I use the loo, I make sure to wash up with water and dry with a paper towel. Also making sure that there are no spills anywhere on the seat. So when I'm done, I always clean the seat with Clorox. Picture of what Clorox looks like. We have the big jar at home. You can also use any antibacterial wipe. It doesn't necessarily have to be Clorox wipe. So just wipe down the toilet seat, around the toilet, look everywhere, and make sure that the next person using the toilet doesn't have to see that site. Fun fact, on my period, I'm very skeptical using public toilets. I will hold that urine if I'm out and make sure I get home before using the toilet. My body aches me so much when I'm on my period. I don't know if anyone else can relate. So I try my best to make it more manageable and try to avoid a lot of things. This is me. Yours can be different, but I'm just telling you what works for me and what I do. After I'm done with wiping or doing all of that, I don't forget to wash my hands. Please wash your hands before you leave the toilet because, yeah, wash your hands. Number 4, when I'm on my period, me and breathable clothes are 5 and 6. I like this peas in a pod because I cannot deal with anything tight jeans, tight dress, anything that will make me uncomfortable. I just run away from it. I wear very free clothes like the one I have on now, or free pants, things that don't have like a tight zipper, tops that are not fitted. I just want to air my body. Number 5, morning and night baths are a must, non-negotiable. You know, sometimes when maybe you're just chilling at home all day and you tend to have your bath late, you're like, okay, I won't have my bath again in the night. When I'm on my period, I dare not do that. That is unacceptable. I will have my bath in the morning and in the night, sometimes even more when I go out to run errands. So if I come back, I have my bath that afternoon and I have my bath again in the night. So that is what works for me. I know that people are like, oh, too much bath is not good, but that is how I feel during my period, and baths make me feel better. So I take a lot of baths basically. Moving over to the tips and advice I'd like to give before ending this video. I would say this is specifically for the younger ones. But if you're my age or older, you would learn something new as well. I guarantee you. First tip I would say, or first advice I would love to give, is that during bath time, some attention you pay to the vulva area, do that to the bum area, the inner area, because sometimes these things, the residue can also stick to the back. So please wash that area well. You can use an unscented soap, or you can just use your bath wash, making sure that it doesn't seep to the front, because I touched on that in my last hygiene video, because you don't want anything affecting the pH of your vulva area. But what I'm trying to say is that make sure that place is clean and it smells nice. Number 2, when leaving the house on your period, make sure to have an extra pad or tampon handy, because this flow has a mind of its own. If possible, have an extra panty too, because we can never predict it. Sometimes it just goes haywire and does this thing. So we always have to be prepared so that we don't end up being embarrassed or just having it spoil our day in general. Last tip is, please reduce your amount of sugar intake, because that keeps the pain at bay and it also controls the magnitude of your flow. So if you don't want it to be reduce your intake of sugar and processed food prior to your cycle and during your cycle. Okay? Yeah, you're welcome. That's it, y'all. My very short period routine. If there's anything I remember later, I'll leave it pinned in the comment section and also in my description box. If there are any other tips that you'd like to share that works for you, please leave them in the comment section. We're all here to learn, and I'm sure we'll take something home from your comments. Thank you all so much for watching and building this amazing community with me. Until next time, don't forget to stay amazing. Subscribe if you are not yet. Subscribe.